Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Okay, that was Time of Your Life by Greenday, and we're going to be looking at just the beginning part of this song. If you actually want to check out the full song lesson, then it's part of the Pearson Beginner Songbook, which you can find on the website totally free, and you can access totally free. This is part of the level 3 course, so we're actually trying to use this as a way of improving our playing so that you can go in any direction that you want. So we're just looking at the intro, the verse, the first pre-chorus and the chorus. Then in the actual song it switches to a strumming pattern, where we're going to stop there. We're just going to focus on the finger picking pattern of this song. So the first thing that we need to actually look at is getting the pattern of the finger picking, because it's different to the one that we looked at in the previous part where we first looked at finger picking. The first chord then is a G major chord, but because of what we're actually picking out, some of the notes of the G major chord, you could finger if you want to. You could put the fingers in the right place on the frets of a G major chord, but for what we're actually playing you don't need to. You only actually have to have 2 fingers down on the fretboard to get the whole sound. So I want you guys to learn it with just the 2 frets fretting. So you've got the 2nd finger on the 3rd fret here, and you've got the 3rd finger on the 3rd fret on the B string. Now the pattern. First we're going to learn it as just a pattern, then we're going to introduce the rhythm so it's got the same feel as the original. Now it starts off with the thumb doing 2 bass notes on obviously the one that you're fretting down here, like that. So just get that under your fingers there, thumb, thumb. Then the rest of the finger picking pattern is going to use these 2 fingers. The 2nd finger is going to be on the B string. The second finger is going to be on the B string. The 1st finger is going to be on the G string. So you're going to have 2 basses with the thumb, and then 2nd, 1st. Then the thumb's going to move over and it's going to tackle the next bass note, which is on the D string. So it's going to have 2 on here. You're going to have 2nd, 1st, then the thumb comes back down. So the pattern so far is this. And then you finally add the 1st finger again just above that thumb. So the pattern goes like this. That is the finger picking pattern that we can then introduce the rhythm to. So just try that one more time. Now for everyone who hasn't ever covered finger picking before, you might need to do a little bit of practice around just that pattern. Dum dum da da dum da. You need to practice that a couple of times until you can repeat it. And you want to get to the stage where you don't have to think too much about what the right hand is doing, what the fingers are doing. Luckily the left hand is just staying in one position and we're just working on this one chord, but you need to get that pattern as much as possible. When you've got that pattern and you feel comfortable, then try the next bit. So pause the video now if you're not comfortable with it, practice it, and then start again where we are right now. Okay, next thing is to introduce the rhythm. So the way that the right hand plays it is slightly different to how we've just learnt it, but at least you've got the fingers picking out the correct notes. The pattern goes something like this. So try playing along to this pattern. Slow it down. And all the time you want to be aware of where the beat is landing. See how I'm tapping my foot? You want to get that into your soul, into your rhythm. You want to be able to feel where the beat is coming from. Dum 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 da 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 dum dum. Okay, again, you want to practice it with that rhythm on just the one chord. If you try and race ahead and try and attempt these other chords, it's going to confuse your brain too much, and you're going to start falling around and stumbling on these chords when we start moving through the chord shapes. So really spend the time trying to get that rhythm as much as possible. Okay, so the actual chords for the verses are a G major chord. Although we're only using those fingers, the actual full G major chord is what we're playing, but we're just picking out some of the notes. The next chord is a C major add 9. Don't worry about the name, confusing name, but it's actually a very simple chord. You just move the 2 fingers that are here to the next 2 strings down. So you're going to have a second finger on the 3rd fret on the A string. The first finger is going to be on the 2nd fret on the D string, and you leave as a pivot point your 3rd finger where it was. And you repeat the same picking pattern as you had before. This time the bass note is from where your 2nd finger is. It's without the rhythm, and then with the rhythm. Then you move on to the 3rd and final chord of the verses, which is a D chord, although again you're only playing 2 notes, so you don't have to do a full D chord. You only got to put the first finger down on the 2nd fret here on the G string. And the thumb then moves to the new bass note, which is the open D string. And then there's 2 fingers stay in the same place as they always have been. So the thumb doesn't have to cross over on this one. So you've got a G twice. Then you move to the C only once, and then to the D. Now really spend the time practicing that at a really slow tempo, because you've got to get a feel for where that beat is landing and also how it feels to play and change through those chords. You've got your pivot point there of the 3rd finger, so always keep the 3rd finger down when you're moving through all of these chords, and that will really help get you smooth changes on all of it. 3rd finger stays down the whole time. And remember, you do 2 on the G, 1 on the C, 1 on the D, and that's the verse.